Hey guys, I'm gonna do two things that I said that I would never do today. One of them being a makeup tutorial, and the other one being a Star Wars Force Awakens review. I'm gonna do a Star Wars Force Awakens review. It's gonna bum people out because I'm drunk and I don't care anymore, alright? I'm drunk and it doesn't matter. I've been drinking all day and I'm fine. I'm ready to do this. And, you know, whatever. It was fine. I don't hate it. I don't hate you if you loved it. I'm drinking Blanton's. Here's the thing. Come on, Star Wars trolls. Like, I'm gonna say things that are gonna bum people out, and they're gonna come for me on social media from this review. Like, they're gonna come for me, and I know it, and I'm inviting a bunch of nonsense into my life. So I went and I bought a bottle of really great bourbon to help get me through it. So I got a full bottle here, guys. Like, go ahead. Give me your best shot. Don't give me your best shot, please. I don't really. Alongside our Force Awakens review, I'm gonna be doing a makeup tutorial using the Vice 4 palette. It comes in this really cute case. I recently purchased this. It was limited edition. It's super sexy. It's got a lot of great colors. So let's get started.
Here we go, Star Wars review, makeup tutorial, go.
I'm gonna be using some of these pink colors in here. 1985 is a really exciting color. I'm really stoked for it. So I finally saw Force Awakens the other week. I finally did it. Once the hoopla died down, you could just get a seat at the theater, and I went.
Why do you wait for hooplas to die down?
Well, I mean, it was just like, it was too much. And I also wanted to go in the theater. It was like, not filled with people who are gonna color my energy about the movie, because if you're in like an audience that they're like really stoked for it, you'll get really stoked for it even if it necessarily isn't wonderful. Or if you're in an audience that hates it, it could be a great movie and you'll hate it too. So I was trying to get into a theater where it didn't have a lot of people. Plus I just had like life shit that I was dealing with, that like I just had bigger things that was going on. So like I just had to take care of some things and then I could go see Star Wars. Okay, so when you put on your eyeshadow, like it can get like all over your fucking face. So what I'm gonna do is use this matte finish powder that my mom sent me, but I like to just kind of pat it around my eye area like this.
What do you think about the original Star Wars?
Okay, so the original Star Wars, the original 3, like I got no problems with. Like my uncle was super into that shit. He had like a Darth Vader helmet in his room. He's only 10 years older than me, so like he's more like my big brother. So he kind of got me, you know, showed me Star Wars and stuff when I was a kid. And I was like, I've always thought it was fun, you know, like it's cool, but like I'm just not like crazy about it. Star Wars is a really fun fantasy action movie that's like action adventure set in space, but it's not really a real sci-fi where it's talking about like philosophical concepts, and like that's kind of like what I'm more into, like hence why I like things like Dune and shit like that more. Star Trek's another one. It's like Star Trek's very philosophical, a lot of talking heads, a lot of like ethical debates, you know, you don't find that in Star Wars. Star Wars is like you got the Sith and you have the Jedi and they're really evil and the other guys are really good. Look, the original trilogy of Star Wars is totally great. It's got a beginning, a middle, and end. It's like super solid, and like honestly I wish we could have just left it at that. So can't top it. That's the thing, you can't top it. Like, so like doing these movies, it's like there's no way they're gonna top like any of this shit. So it's like they can just try to like make it like as fun as the first one, which they did. I mean, they totally did, because they followed a lot of the same beats from A New Hope. So to start off with, I'm gonna use this fastball color, and I'm gonna do kind of an all over on my eyelid. This is kind of a medium tone. Since my eyes are a little bit smaller and I have a narrower face and they're a little bit closer together, I like to do this kind of 80s wing thing. So when I put down my base, I just like put the wing up, you know, and kind of go a little bit over the brow bone, because you're gonna go back over it with a highlight thing later, which will like help to like blend it all together. So now on to the next step. 1985, I'm going to use this busted old ass brush, and all my brushes are gross.com. I like the fact that they did practical effects. I did like that, like they did a really great job. Now I'm just gonna put this fastball color like in my crease, you know, and then I'm gonna like kind of angle it up a little bit. Oh man, this fucking 1985 color is everything I wanted and more. So the characters, I don't know, I didn't really connect with anybody. I mean, I didn't feel like they had enough character development time, really. I mean, I felt like everything was very plotty. It was very like, oh, we gotta get to this thing, and then we gotta do this thing, and then we gotta do this thing, and You know, it wasn't really about like building a character or situation necessarily. So like, I don't know, I didn't get to know them, I think, well enough. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this 1985 like on this side of my brush, this little teeny side, and then I'm gonna kind of put it like right here. At the ends and like blend it in. I really like the idea of a reformed stormtrooper. I love that a bad guy is going to the good guy side. Like that's really awesome because you always see, you know, you have these characters like Darth Vader, good guys who've gone to bad guy sides, you know? So like that's really cool. But I felt like it was a little too easy because like Finn has never actually killed anybody. Like he's never actually done anything that's bad, and I would like to see the good side, you know, the rebellion be tested by taking in someone like a stormtrooper who has killed people, you know, who has done horrible things and can't do it anymore. You know, I feel like that would be a lot more impactful for me personally. I am going to use a little bit of this upper hand color right here, this kind of neutral mauve situation. I'm gonna put that in the crease a little bit to darken up that crease, make it a little bit more dramatic. So Poe, I mean, like Oscar Isaac's like super hot. He's one to look out for. I mean, like he's gonna be a big star. I feel like I really enjoyed him in Drive. We'll see him in Apocalypse. I don't think it's gonna be good, but whatever. You know, he was in Ex Machina. I loved him in Ex Machina. He was so good. Like, please go see that movie instead of Star Wars. If you had to make a choice. Oscar Isaac is a great actor. I really like him. And he did his job in this film. Like, he did exactly what they wanted him to do. You know, he's the new hotshot pilot, you know, in the Rebellion. I really love how this underhand is blending with 1985. As you can see, it's like so nice. Like, it looks so good blended together. And so I'm gonna do the same thing I did earlier where I put a little bit in the corner. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this underhand and just kind of put it in the corner here. There we go. Okay, so we kind of have like the beginning blendings of like, you have your middle tone, your a little bit darker tone, and then now we're gonna put in our highlight tone. So far as like Rey goes, you know, now you have the female chick who's got the Force, and that's something everybody's always wanted to see, and like I get that, cool. I'm gonna be using the color Framed right here. I'm gonna be using this color to do my thing. I mean, she was fine. I mean, she kind of had the same look on her face the whole time, kind of like Keira Knightley and like, what was that movie? Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, it wasn't the same face, but it was just like, in the first movies, like the original movies, you see like Luke's got to be trained by like Yoda. It takes him so long to just even like raise a pebble. You know, it's like this really hard thing, you know, that's like really like you respect it when he gets it because he worked really fucking hard for it and he trained it. And like this chick, I don't even know if she knows what a Jedi mind trick is. Like, how would she know that? Like, I don't know. And then she just like does it and it works, and it's just kind of like, it's pretty easy. Oh, okay. So we're also gonna put a little bit of that like lighter tone like in my corners of my eyes, because like that'll like really help pop out like my little eyeballs. So now that I have my eyeshadow in place, we've put in the highlights, we've put in the dark ones, the middle tones, all those sorts of things. So now I'm gonna get rid of this powder, which as you can see is like really caught like some of these like eyeshadows and stuff like that. So like we're just gonna wipe them off because we had that powder there and it like totally catches all that shit. So now look, it looks so great. Oh my God. By the way, Kylo Ren was kind of hot. I was into his whole Sith look. I was totally into that. He looked good. I liked when he catch that fucking laser blast. That was pretty hot. I was into that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do my eyebrows, because like they're like really fucked up right now. Like you can see these weird hairs that I'm growing in because like I just totally overplucked last year and I'm really trying to grow them back out. I'm embracing the chaos in my eyebrows. Like they've never been what I wanted them to be, but you know, I just need to let these wild weird eyebrows grow out and just be more 80s about it and be like more natural and not try to be all Kim Kardashian and fucking put my eyebrows in a cage. So I'm gonna try this Delete brown color right here, and I have this brush, this e.l.f. brush, super cheap, and I like to get a little wet so it sticks like better. So anyways, Kylo Ren was hot. The whole part where like he killed Harrison Ford, I mean, it was just like, first of all, like I totally saw that coming. Like you knew he was gonna kill him. Like there's no way that he was gonna be like, oh, I'll come over to the good side. Like I thought it would be more interesting if he didn't kill his dad and did go back over. And what would happen if a bad guy came back over to the Rebel Force, and like would everybody just have open arms for him? Like I doubt it. Everyone would probably be suspicious of him, and like that would be a really interesting process to see, but you know, that's not what they're gonna do. I laughed so hard when Harrison Ford died because I know that motherfucker like hates Star, like he didn't give a shit. I just see his attitude when he's in interviews. He's always eye rolling everything. I saw him in the Oscars once. He was giving out an award to somebody and he had to like read the teleprompter, and the teleprompter said something about the magic of movies, and he was like, the magic of movies. Like he just couldn't even fake it for like the Oscars, you know what I'm saying? He cracks me up. So like when I saw him die, I was like, I knew that he would be like, you know what, Star Wars? Like, I don't want to do any of these fucking movies, but I'll do this one. You gotta pay me $1 bajillion and you gotta kill my ass in the first fucking movie because I am not gonna be in any of the other movies. And they did. Oh, why is he sick of doing Han Solo? Because he's been doing it since like the late 70s and he's probably fucking over it and he's done like way more things in his life that he's more proud of. I've seen this Blade Runner documentary deal. Harrison Ford is being interviewed and he talks about how he feels like his greatest moment in acting was on the set of Blade Runner with Rutger Hauer filming that last ending sequence, you know, where Rutger's doing that whole like tears in the rain thing. Like he lit up when he talked about it. Like he was lit up. And whenever I see him talk about Star Wars, he's just like, whatever, you know, I just check as a check. Like I just fucking did this. Because like his character is like that in the movie. Like the great thing about Han Solo and why Han Solo works so well is because he's like, this shit's fucking stupid. Like he's the only character in the movies that like doesn't buy everything, that's like, you know, winking and nodding at the audience a little bit, just being like, whatever. That's why everybody loves Harrison Ford, because like he's a real fucking person. Like he's awesome. Honestly, with Princess Leia, let's talk about her for a minute. So you listen to Carrie Fisher's voice and like you just know like she's a smoker and a drinker, man. She's got that fucking voice. And it's like, she's a leader of a rebellion. Why wouldn't she be smoking and drinking? Like she's a military commander. Like that's what these people fucking do. So like instead of having her be Miss Perfect with her fucking hair or whatever, like I want to see her like smoking, drinking, calling people cunts. That's what I want to see Princess Leia doing. Like not whatever Disney version of whatever I saw, you know. It's not like dynamic. It's not like fun. It's just like doing what people want them to do, you know, which is make her this perfect person, you know, because everybody's a perfect person. You know, obviously you see Chewie, he's back, you know, whatever. I would like to see some gray in his coat. BB-8 is just like a chibi version of R2-D2, which is fine, I guess. You can see how I fucked up this eyebrow right here, so I'm gonna take this Q-tip and I'm gonna like delete that shit. Before I get into my eyeliner, I just want to say that my main point of contention with this movie is that I really feel like because it's Disney and because it's a huge franchise and it's a bajillion dollar moneymaker, they're gonna make this movie for as many people as they possibly can, because that's just good business, okay? Because they got a lot of like shit to sell. I mean, they got like Star Wars oranges to sell, okay? Like they got truckloads full. So like when you make a movie for everybody, you kind of make a movie for nobody, because they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to put anything in there that's gonna upset anybody. And when you do that, you have a film that kind of lacks tension, and I feel like that's kind of what this movie is. I also am using Fabuliner by Jordana. It's a liquid eyeliner. It looks like a little pen. I don't have a problem with wing liner. A lot of girls do. But I'm gonna show you how this is done. But my main problem is like, what the fuck is the First Order's like deal? Like, what are they trying to do exactly? I don't know what their exact goal is. They're, you know, and who makes up the Republic? And are there other people outside of the First Order and the Republic? And how does the First Order do so well? Like they have a lot of stuff and like a lot of money and like they have a lot of jobs, and is like that their whole thing is like they just have jobs so people like support them because they just need a job? Like where are they getting their funding from?
How are they building Death Stars left and right?
How are they building Death Stars? Like this is the third Death Star that has been fucked up and exploded. That's a lot of money down the drain, man. That's a lot of fucking money. How do they keep doing this shit? And why do they keep thinking that's gonna work? Here we go, we have one over here. I kind of stop it before it goes over here, you know, because if you line it the whole way over, it kind of makes your eye look a little smaller, and sometimes I do that, but it's not all the time. I'm gonna like kind of like blend it down a little bit though. You can see that. Okay, cool. I mean, I think this movie is really great for kids. Like, I think it's really great for kids. In fact, I was getting my hair done at Refuge Salon. My girl Sydney, description below, go find her, get your hair done, tell her I sent you, because then I get a discount. She was telling me she has a 4-year-old, and like, he loved it. Like, he loved it. And like, I totally bet he did. Like, this is like totally great for him, and I'm super excited that her son was super into this. So I can say that for Star Wars. Kids who have never experienced A New Hope or the original trilogy, like this is kind of their, I guess, version of the same thing that we've had. If I was a kid, I'd rather have new stuff, but whatever. I mean, I'm in the minority apparently about new stuff. So now I'm gonna put on, now that I have like my wing liner on, it looks pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna thicken up this one because like this eyelid is different from this eyelid, so one of them I always have to make a little bit thicker than the other one to match it. because like nobody's eyes are perfect. So my main personal thing with Star Wars is that, you know, I'm just interested in new things and new storytelling and like taking art to new places. And I feel like this Star Wars movie is just like an homage movie. And I see this as a disturbing trend in Hollywood, like with things like Jurassic World, where they just take the beats of the first movie that worked, they take an algorithm, a math equation that worked, and then they just do it again. And it works again, and they're like, yay, and everybody makes money and they're super happy. But it's just like, it's the same movie. Like, I've already seen this and it was actually better the first time I saw it because it was new when I saw it. So like, I'm excited about future ideas and future concepts, and that's why I prefer Oscar Isaac in Ex Machina, because that movie's crazy. There's a lot of great stories out there that are just waiting to be told. So since my eyes, again, are like not as big as I necessarily want them to look, you know, what I do is I do an underliner that kind of comes off and goes down a little bit, and that gives an illusion of my eyes being like bigger and like wider and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's why I do these wings, is because it really like... So, okay, let's talk about the themes of Star Wars and things like that, because that's a really big one. Okay, so when the first ones came out, like they, you know, it was like kind of like a good and evil tale, you know, and it had some ideas about the Force, which is like this, you know, connecting like invisible situation that like helps the universe and like connects all of us, which is awesome.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
This movie, I feel like it doesn't necessarily have its own theme like the first ones did, where they had things that they were trying to say. This movie, the theme is not about something that's socially relevant or a new idea or a philosophy or a morality situation. It's more about the product itself. Like this movie, the theme of it is, hey guys, it's Star Wars. It doesn't have relevant new things to say, and that's kind of what art is about. Art shouldn't be just pure escapism. Art should be about finding yourself. This movie is just a replay of things versus like finding out new things. A lot of people are gonna be upset about everything that I'm saying. Like, I know that. It's a whole thing. I get it. And like, if you're super stoked about Star Wars and it's like fucking putting the butter on your biscuit, then I'm so fucking stoked for you. Like, I'm super excited that you have something that you really enjoy. Like, I genuinely am excited that you have a movie that you're really fucking stoked on, and I'm really glad that it delivered for you. But that doesn't mean that I need to validate that for you by liking it as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I like that nobody likes, and I understand. I do feel like there's a lot of groupthink going on with Star Wars right now. I feel like people, like, I mean, I look at a lot of reviewers that I know, and I kind of read between the lines with what they're doing, and it's like they're afraid to say anything negative about it or really go off on it because people are crazy and they're gonna witch hunt you and they're gonna try to like ruin your life with all this negativity on your social media, and like that stuff really does impact you. Like, if you deal with social media every day, like it is something that you see, and it is something that gets inside your mental pattern. Anything scares me to where you can't like talk truthfully about it. And this is one of those times where I feel like you're not really allowed to say what you really feel. You have to just go along with everybody. And that's something that I've always railed against like my entire life. I just hate that sort of shit, you know? So it's like, I have personal issues like that are going on behind the scenes also that I understand may not apply to everybody else. So now I'm going to do our Lancome Definicils. This is my mascara. This is the best mascara that I found. You know, I watched this Alan Moore documentary. Alan Moore is a really ahead of the curve fucking writer. He's written a lot of really amazing comic books that are really special to me and to a lot of people. He says in this documentary about himself that, you know, the job of the artist is to give people what they need, not what they want, you know, because people are always going to tell you what they want. That's what they think they want, but that's not what they really need because they don't know what they really need. And it's up to the artist to like figure that out and give it to them. And, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like Force Awakens is like where an artist gave people what they wanted versus giving something that he felt that they needed. And I think that's a shame. This whole homage filmmaking thing that's starting to happen really freaks me out, man. But my main thing is like, I just want to make progress in art. And I think that that's what's the most important thing, is to like, you know, not completely ditch the old stuff. You need to learn from the past and you just need to see the wisdom of the past, but, you know, make something new. Growing up in the 80s, like, in the 90s, everybody was excited about the future, you know? And like now, like everyone's terrified of the future because it looks really shitty because like obviously like humanity is fucked up as a species and like we don't have a lot of bright places to go to in the future. So we're just reaching towards the past because also it's a new century and people are scared because they don't know what that means. The rules haven't been made yet. But that's really exciting because we get to make the rules. That's gonna be amazing. Like people should get excited about the future and my generation should be excited about taking responsibility for the future, becoming adults and like fixing shit because like this shit's not gonna get better if we keep the same people in charge, like, you know, and they're on their way out anyways, you know, the baby boomers are getting old, like it's time for somebody to like grow up and take a stand and like fuck your Xbox, you know, like you need to take responsibility for fucking the planet, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm working on. Final touches. I have this like eyebrow stuff. This is a natural eyebrow remedy. I don't even know what's in it. I don't know, but this lady made it and she really helped me with my eyebrows when I first started doing this show. But I've been using this stuff and it's really great. I just kind of brush it through my eyebrows to give my eyebrows, like, let them have a little bit of a wilder look, you know, like let some of the hairs kind of poke out, you know, because like my eyebrows are never gonna fucking like mind what I want them to do, so I might as well just like embrace the chaos and let them fucking go out and be 80s and shit, you know? I see pictures from the 80s all the time, like, wow, her eyebrows look great, but then I won't let my eyebrows look like that because I'm fucking uncomfortable about it. Whatever, dude. That's fucking lame. So I'm turning over a new leaf, I have wilder eyebrows from 2016, and this is it. This is how you look when you're done. Star Wars Force Awakens. Meh. I forgot about it already. So will you.